The Federal Housing Administration and the Federal Consumer Protection Agency, or Board, have just promulgated regulations that are going to take effect within a few months that provide absolutely the most incredible level of federal snooping on the average citizen. And nobody knows about it. When the regulation was posted, there were only 20 negative comments given on it, and it's only that a congressional hearing was held on it that I learned about it, and I'm passing this on to you. The Consumer Protection Board and the Federal Housing Administration are going to collect from every person in the United States, not everyone, 227 million people who belong to families that have mortgage loans, all kinds of data from their banks. The name of the mortgage holder, the address, the phone number, the social security number, the amount of the mortgage, the value of the house, the payment record, late payments, delayed payments, any refinancing, the equity balance, and your race, your religion, your marital status, your military status, your educational level, and your income, and your age. Highly intrusive information. And that is all going into a massive data bank that will be run by the Federal Consumer Protection Board. And God knows if it'll be secure. God knows how easily it would be for it to be hacked. When the thing was first set up, the head of it said that there would be no names. It would just be aggregate data. Then he had to amend his testimony to say, no, we will attach names to each of the data points. But it essentially eliminates any notion of privacy. Why are they doing this? What's their alleged purpose? Well, they say they need it to keep their statistics. They need it to be able to meet their statutory obligation to advise Congress every year on the state of the housing market and the state of the mortgage market. But of course, they could use sampling techniques. They don't need every bit of data on everybody with their name included. I suspect a more ulterior motive. I think that what they're going to do is to use that information to crack down on banks that make mortgage loans and personal loans and credit cards, which the federal bureaucrats deem to be predatory, where the feds think that they're lending money to people who are too poor to qualify for it and charging them interest rates that are too high. And it's ultimately, I think, a precursor to putting these private community banks out of business, forcing them to consolidate into the large central banks. There are now 6 banks that control 85% of the deposits in the United States. In 2007, there were 20 banks. Now it's down to 6. And about 20% of the community banks have been forced by the FDIC to close and merge into the larger banks. That's so Obama can control the banking industry. And I think that's exactly what's going to happen with this data. I think also it'll be used to compromise us in many, many different ways. This is a quantum leap. So please sign the petition that's next to this video, urging Congress to block this data collection effort and urging them to include protections for our privacy and protections against hacking this data. Thanks.